The last thing Jake Matthews expected to find in a gas station parking lot on a rainy Tuesday night was a barefoot pregnant woman sobbing behind a dumpster. He had just finished a long shift at the auto repair shop, his flannel shirt soaked and clinging to his back. All he wanted was a cup of bad coffee and the silence of his old pickup. But the moment he saw her, trembling, soaked to the bone, and cradling her belly like it was the only thing holding her together, everything changed. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked, his voice gentle but firm. The woman flinched, eyes wide. She looked no older than 20, and every part of her screamed fear. "Please," she whispered, "don't send me back." Jake crouched down beside her. "Back where?" Tears streamed down her face. "My husband sold me, said I was extra baggage. The man he gave me to, he was going to take me across the border." Jake didn't ask any more questions. He didn't need the details. He saw enough in her eyes to know she was telling the truth. And as a single father who once stood in a courtroom begging for custody of his baby girl, he knew what desperation looked like. Her name was Mari. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. Jake brought her home. His daughter, Emily, was 5 years old and fierce like her mother had been. "Daddy, who's she?" she asked, peeking over the couch. "She's someone who needs our help, sweetheart," he said. Mari slept in the guest room that night, curled up like a wounded animal. Jake cooked her soup, offered her clean clothes, and told her she was safe. It was the first time she'd felt human in months. The days turned into weeks. Jake drove Mari to her prenatal checkups, helped her fill out paperwork for a protection order, and taught her how to make grilled cheese the proper way, burnt edges and all. Emily, in all her innocence, took to Mari like a sister she never knew she needed. But one evening, everything came crashing down. Mari's ex-husband had found her. Jake came home from work to flashing blue lights and a squad car outside his house. Mari stood on the porch, pale and shaking. He came to the daycare, asked about Emily, said if I didn't come with him, he'd hurt her. Jake's heart turned to lead. This wasn't just about Mari anymore. His daughter was in danger, too. He made a decision. With the help of a local women's shelter and a lawyer who owed Jake a favor, they filed for full protective custody. The ex-husband was arrested on outstanding charges. It was messy, terrifying, and emotionally draining. But something remarkable happened in the middle of all the chaos. Jake realized he wasn't just helping Mari, she was healing him too. Since his wife's death 3 years ago, he'd been surviving, not living. But Mari's quiet strength, her bravery, her unwavering fight for the life inside her, it reminded him of what love used to feel like, what home used to mean. The baby came early in the middle of a spring storm. Jake held Mari's hand as she screamed in the hospital room, refusing to let go. When the baby, a boy with a full head of dark hair, was born, Mari looked up at Jake with tears in her eyes. "Will you be his godfather?" Jake couldn't speak. He only nodded, but the real miracle came 3 months later. Mari stood on his porch, barefoot again, but this time smiling. She handed him a small envelope. Inside was a drawing by Emily, a stick-figure family with 4 people now. "I want to stay," Mari said, voice shaking. "Not because I need saving, but because this feels like home." Jake didn't respond with words. He stepped forward and hugged her. In a world where people pass each other by without a second glance, one man's simple act of compassion changed 2 lives, and in return found a piece of his soul he didn't know was missing. Sometimes, family isn't about blood. It's about showing up, holding on, and choosing love, even when the world tells you to walk away. And sometimes, the miracle you're waiting for is the one you never saw coming.